This is not the internet. This is the Metaverse. Hello pioneers. Today is the third video in my series I'm calling New Beginnings. And in the first two, I looked at the Pi wallet, and the second one was the new economies. And today we're going to discuss everything about KYC, because there's been quite a lot going on in the KYC world at the moment, and it's even affecting me. So recently we've had a lot of home screen updates, so we've got this introduction of a grace period. We've had them giving us new numbers for condition 2. And so let's have a look at this grace period. So according to the blog post, this is going to be a 6-month period, It's a rolling window, and it's going to start on July 1st, So we've already been kicked off for quite a while. I've been taking a while to make a video about this because there's been quite a few things coming out, and I wanted to get them all in one video. So we need 2 actions, So you need to submit your initial KYC application, That's within the first 3 months, And then complete the rest of the mainnet checklist, And that's within 6 months, So you can see here, these are the these respective deadlines, And once you meet these criteria and these deadlines, all your Pi will be secured, And then you've got so your first KYC deadline is going to be in the first 3 months, So you need to get that. If you have a look here, it's reiterated again in the deadlines. So the end of September 30, is for the KYC application, and December 31 is the final deadline for the completion of the mainnet, And so this is a rolling window. And you'll see that some of these screens, This is what you'll see if your time has been kicked off. You'll be notified, let you know how long you've got to go. And there's also a pause function, So obviously some people aren't being invited for their KYC. So if you don't receive a KYC invitation, you can't complete the application. Therefore, your timer will be paused, So you'll see things like this, where your timer is paused, and other notifications like this on your home screen. So you'll see that that you don't have to worry about losing any of your Pi. You just got to wait for your KYC application. So on a recent home screen update, we had this condition 2 numbers update, where 13 million plus people have been, pioneers have been KYC'd, which is a great number because we only need 15 mil. Now, unfortunately though, what happened recently, like in the last sort of week, people that had their KYC already approved, me included, we now have been demoted back to tentative KYC, So this came a bit of a shock to everyone, and no one really knew what was going on or anything like that, but we'll see if we can work out what's going on here. I had my KYC, initially I did my Yoti application back in October of 2020, and I finished that KYC process on the 19th of June 2022, So I've had my KYC for quite a long time, but you can see this seems to be pretty well across the board, that everyone who had KYC, no matter how you got it or how recent you have it, everyone seemed to be demoted, And so what's actually happening is that we now need to do another liveness check, So if you ever see this pop up, you need to do a liveness check. Now, from what I've gathered, most people only need to do this once, but I have heard of people having to do it 3 times, So however many times you get it, just make sure you do the liveness check, So you go through that. I don't have any screens on how you perform it, but from what I can see, it's you're lifting your head up and side to side type thing as it does a capture. right? And then you'll have your liveness test complete, right? Now, from what I've talked to other people, you know, sometimes the approval is quick and other times it's not, you know. So I think this pretty well means that the liveness check has to go through to a validator. Once you're validated, then, you know, you get your status back, right? So it's just another one of those steps. You know, I've had to go through and talk to all my referrals and make sure they do it if they see the screen and, you know, see if they get it. As to date, you know, it's been a week and I still haven't got mine, you know, so but 2 of my referrals have. Now, the alternative though, what we've found out is that you can do a password reset, right? So if you click on your hamburger menu up on the top left, right, and select your update password, right, you'll get this screen where you can send a message, send a code off to a PI number, right? So if you, you know, if you're in the States, click United States. If you've got a number there for your own home country, then select that and do that, right? And then we'll go through the verification and, you know, and from what I've heard from everyone is that once they've done this, that their KYC gets approved immediately, right? So there is an alternative to do that. Now for me, I don't have this alternative because, you know, ever since PI's been, you know, I signed up in March of 2020. Since then, I've moved countries, you know, so I don't have the same number that I signed up with, right? So hopefully in the future that gets changed and then we can update our phone numbers, you know, because, I mean, everyone changes their phone numbers even if you don't change country, you know, it's pretty common occurrence. So, yeah, so unfortunately I don't get to test this myself, but I know, you know, quite a few people that have done it and got their KYC approved straight away. I have heard of one person who didn't get their KYC approved immediately. I don't know what their current status is, but from what I've heard, you know, 9 out of 10 people tried this. It's worked perfectly. Right? Now, this goes to figure now, you know, do we have 13 million people KYC now, or do we have 1 million, you know? Because, you know, if everyone's been returned back to tentative, you got to figure that, you know, that's wiped out our 13 million plus KYC pioneers, doesn't it? You know, so that'll be interesting to see how we go for our march towards 15 mil by the end of the year, you know, so because, you know, if you've knocked everyone back to tentative, you know, this could really, really affect the numbers. Now, why are they doing this? Right? So one of the reasons is because we're going to get this second migration of our coins, right? So our node bonuses, our rewards, and our referral rewards, right? So they basically need to make sure that, you know, everyone's KYC correctly and all your referrals are correct and all that before they can distribute the second migration, right? Now, the other reason is because there's been word on the streets that, you know, people have been selling their accounts, right? And so other people were using their accounts on their phone, right? So therefore, they've had to implement another KYC process, right? Of doing a liveness test again, you know, 1, 2, 3 times, and you know, to check to see if you know, these people that have bought these accounts, you know, obviously they're going to fail the liveness checks, right? So there's been no official announcement out of PyCore team, right? So this is a bit of speculation, but this is everything that we're hearing, and yeah, I mean, it makes sense, I guess, you know. It's just a bit of a disappointment, you know, especially when I've had KYC for 2 years now, you know, and, you know, now you find out I've got to go through all this KYC stuff again, you know. So there seems to be a proper reason for it, you know. So, you know, it's just another one of those procedures we're going to do. Let's do it, you know. We'll get to the end of the year and hopefully we get our open mainnet, right? Now, the last one that I've sort of seen a few little posts about is people who are underage, right? So with the grace period, people were worried about that. I've seen a few posts, you know, one here from a mod and, you know, a few of these pop-ups that, you know, it's been looked at. People who are under 18 will have their grace period timeline paused, right? So there doesn't seem to be any issue with that, right? So nothing to worry about there. So, That's all I know about KYC at the moment. You know, I don't normally cover KYC because, like I said, I used to have KYC, so I wasn't, you know, following it all that much. But you know, now I've been demoted, just like you know, it seems like 99% of all pioneers. So you know, it's another one of those steps we all have to go through. So yeah, keep an eye out for your pop-up. You know, like I said, I still don't have mine yet, and I'm expecting it soon. And yeah, just do your liveness check, do your KYCs, make sure your mainnet checklists are done within all the timelines. And hopefully by the end of the year, everyone's migrated and got our coins. So that's all for the video, and I'll catch you later.